Get ready with me while I tell you guys about the time I got catfished. So back in April, I got a DM from this account and this guy said, "Can I get your snap? You're gorgeous." So I went to snap this guy's Insta profile and he was so fine. This was his profile, and looking back, this is so obviously from Pinterest, but I was so stupid. And I gave him my snap. And anyways, this guy, we're gonna call him Mike. His snap account did not look fake at all. Like, he had a snap score of 400,000 and he had a public profile. So due to this, I ignored all the red flags. One of these being about the fact that he would not snap me his face. For the first hour I had him added, he would send me stuff like this, but as time went on, he stopped showing his face completely. And so I asked him why he wasn't showing his face, and he said it was because his front camera was broken. And to most people, this would be super suspicious, but my back camera was broken, so I didn't really think this was a red flag. Another big red flag was what high school this guy said he went to. So he said he went to this high school, let's call it Catfish Academy. But he had his snap maps on, so I could see that he lived in a completely other school district. If you do not know, you go to school based on where you live. For example, if you lived over here, you would go to school over here. And if you lived over here, you'd go to school over here. And this man lived all the way over there. After about like 2 weeks of snapping this guy every single day, he finally asked me to hang out. Which wasn't super weird because we literally talked 24/7. Mike and I, we made plans to go to this local shopping center. But as I was getting ready, my friend texted me saying that her boyfriend broken up with her. And me, being the good friend I am, I immediately came over. So I texted Mike that I had to cancel, and all of a sudden he got super mad. He thought I was lying to him and asked for proof that I was really at my friend's house. And so when I told my friend this, she immediately thought it was a red flag. And so I told my friend everything this guy did about the high school situation and about the fact that he never showed his face. And this is when she knocked me into my senses and made me realize that this guy was probably a 40-year-old man. And my friend and I came up with a genius plan to catfish the catfisher. And so my friend and I, we made this fake snap account and we caught this guy in a lie. So on this catfish account, we added Mike and he immediately added us back. And so we started talking to him and we asked him questions like where we went to school. And this is where we caught him in a lie. This guy said he went to this place called Buckhorn High when he told me previously that he went to Catfish Academy. So already my friend and I knew that we just scored and we just caught this guy lying. But my friend and I weren't going to give up so easily. So we continued snapping Mike and we kept on asking him questions like where he lived, what he did for work. And we also asked him his age. And funny thing, when I asked Mike about his age, he told me that he was 16. But he told this catfish account that he was 19. And I forgot to say this earlier, I am so grateful for my friend because if I went and hung out with this guy, I have no idea what he would have done. Because this guy is obviously not Mike. He's probably a 40-year-old man with really bad intentions. Also, ignore what I'm doing. I'm just trying to do like random play makeup. So while my friend and I were on this catfish account, we continued asking very personal questions to try to figure out who this guy actually was. And that's when it gets worse. Go to part 2. Part 2 of the story time about how I got catfished. Also, please excuse any background noise. I'm at my lake house and the landscapers are here and we also had tons of guests. So where we left off, my friend and I made a new catfish account to basically catfish the catfisher. So on this new catfish account, we started snapping and talking to Mike. And we started asking Mike some very personal questions like where he went to school and if he played any sports. Now in part 1, Mike told me that he went to the school called Catfish Academy, but he told this new catfish account that he went to the school called Buckhorn, which is obviously the first red flag because we literally just caught him in a lie. Or should I say him? After that, my friend and I asked him if he played any sports, and he said he played softball. Now I know boys can play softball, but there's only one softball team at Buckhorn and it's a girls softball team. So I immediately knew that he was lying again. And then I asked him which position he played and he said pitcher. So there's this girl my friend and I knew named Callie. And we used to be in this trio and we had this huge drama, but that's for another time. But anyways, Callie and I went to the same middle school, but when it came to high school, she left and went to Buckhorn. And she played softball as a pitcher. Anyways, so my friend and I start to suspect that this catfish account was actually Callie. Because Callie is crazy and it would definitely be something that she would do. But something I still look back and question is what would have Callie done if I actually was able to hang out? If you don't know, in part 1, I was initially going to meet up with Mike and go shopping, but last minute I had to cancel. Super weird. Anyways, my friend and I still needed to find evidence to prove that this account was Callie. And so we decided to confront Callie and ask her if she was Mike. I texted her on Snapchat asking if she was Mike, and she immediately opened my message, started typing, and then stopped. And then she left me on open for like 8 hours, which is the first very suspicious red flag. Now, Mike previously would not stop snapping me. He would literally snap me 24/7. But after I sent that message, it was radio silence from both him and Callie. And so I decided to text Mike. So I texted Mike saying, "Hey Callie," just to see what he would respond with. Or should I say she? Because yes, it was Callie this whole time. The reason we found out that it was actually Callie is because Callie catfished multiple girls, including one of me and my friend's other mutual friend named Rebecca. Now, Rebecca realized that this was a catfish account a little too late after she already sent the catfish account nudes. And so Callie/Mike started spreading these nudes all around. And so that's how she got caught, because she was showing and telling everybody that she had photos of Rebecca. And Rebecca only sent those photos to one person, Mike. And so Rebecca, my friend, and I decided to make one big group chat with Callie to confront her. And this is our favorite way to confront people. If you do not know, in my past story times where I've had to confront people, I just love making one giant group chat. So anyways, we made one giant group chat and we all texted Callie at the same time saying, what were you thinking? Why were you catfishing us? And that's when she fessed up, saying that she was on her brother's Snapchat account. Anyways, bye!
Get ready with me. I'm gonna tell you guys a story time from like 3rd grade. So me and this girl, we always like joked around that we would sneak on each other's butts and go home with each other. Cause I don't know, we thought it was funny. So it was like a normal day. It still feels oily, guys. It was like any other day, and I was like, "Are you gonna sneak on my bus today?" And she was like, "Yeah." So we get to the entrance of the bus, and she like steps on, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm getting on the bus, so I'm going home with you. And I was like, oh, yeah. So she gets on the bus. Oh, I can't forget toner. I always do. She gets on the bus, and then we walk to the seat. And so in my school, the bus driver had to, like, check, like, you had to have, like, a sticky note from your teacher saying that this person was going home with you, because the bus drivers, like, knew who was on their bus. So he was like, where's your sticky note? But then someone came behind us and like said something, and it distracted him, and we just like ran to a seat. I just realized how slow I was telling this story. I'm sorry. I had to like think, because this happened a long time ago and I haven't like told the story. So anyway, we're on the seat, and I was like, I didn't say anything. I was trying to be like cool, you know. But I was waiting for her to get off. I was like, she's getting off, right? Well, she didn't get off, and the doors closed, and I was like, the door's shut. And then she started freaking out, too. I don't know. I don't know what she was thinking. Maybe she thought she was going to, like, sit down and then get off. But she sat down. The door's shut. She starts freaking out. I start freaking out. The bus starts moving. I don't really remember what happened, like, while we were on the bus, except I just know I was kind of panicking a little bit. So we get to my stop. We get off. I get in the back seat. My mom does not even realize that she's there. My mom had no clue she was there, and it was so funny. Then, like, once I get in the car, my mom looks in, like, her mirror, like, to see me, and she sees her, and she's like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I got on her bus, and, like, the door shut, and then they started moving, and, like, we didn't know what to do. So my mom's like, this is not a good idea. I have to call your mom. So she calls her mom to come get her, because her mom was going to start panicking if her child didn't get off the bus. So she calls her mom. Her mom was kind of panicking already. I have 20 seconds. Anyways, she gets to my house. Instead of playing, we were forced to do our homework as a consequence. And they decided not to tell the school, because if they told the school, we'd probably be banned from riding the buses. But we were in big trouble. Don't do this. I was literally in 3rd grade. Anyways, that's it. Bye.